Welcome back to the channel. I'm NDL Gamer, and today we'll be continuing our comparison series for the banners in DC Dark Legion. In this video, we'll be analyzing and comparing two specific banners, Deadstroke and Scarecrow. Before we begin, I want to mention that I've already done a detailed breakdown of Scarecrow in a previous video, the one where I compared him with Joker. If you haven't seen it yet, I recommend checking it out for a more complete picture. To avoid repeating content and to respect your time, today's video will focus primarily on Deadstroke. I'll still give a brief overview of Scarecrow for context, but the in-depth analysis will be centered on Deadstroke. We'll be taking a close look at the value of each banner, the strengths and weaknesses of the featured heroes, and the timing, all to help you make a more informed decision on which banner is worth your investment. All right. Let's start by analyzing the two main heroes featured in the banners. First up is Deadstroke. There's been a lot of discussion in the community about how he needs a high star level to be effective. Some even say he only becomes strong with red stars. But in my opinion, every hero needs stars to perform well. Without higher stars, you can't upgrade their force, which limits their potential. From what I've seen, most heroes are perfectly usable at 5 white stars. And with the current banner system, I'm confident that by the end of the event, you'll be able to get him to that level. Just take a look at my own team. I'm a completely free-to-play player, and I've managed to get Joker to 2 blue stars and Superman to 3 blue stars, both of whom were featured in banners I previously compared in earlier videos. Now let's dive into Deadstroke's skill set. For this analysis, let's assume he's at 5 red stars, so we can accurately assess whether he's truly worth a long-term investment. And of course, I know that banner heroes will eventually return, so if you're a free-to-play player like me, there's no need to worry too much if you can't reach 5 red stars right away. Starting with Shut Skill 1, it's quite similar to Robin's. Deadstroke targets enemies in the back row. This is extremely useful when facing dangerous threats like Joker, Constantine, and others. The damage output is massive, often enough to eliminate those backline enemies in a single blow, especially since they usually have low HP but high attack power. Skill 2 increases Deadstroke's attack based on the number of Legion of Doom heroes on your team. However, from what I've seen, the synergy within the Legion of Doom isn't particularly strong. Only Lex Luthor provides some support for Deadstroke. The rest tend to operate more independently, similar to the Arkham faction. Skill 3 is his ultimate ability, another high-damage, single-target attack. I believe that after using Skill 1, Deadstroke moves behind enemy lines, allowing him to immediately follow up with Skill 3 and continue focusing on the back row. This positioning creates a significant tactical advantage. Skill 4 grants him self-healing. Every 2 seconds, he restores 15% of his HP. If your team can't consistently deal more than 15% of his HP in damage within that interval, he becomes incredibly hard to kill, almost unbreakable. Skill 5 is a global passive, boosting HP and dodge rate for all allies. This adds an extra layer of survivability, not just for Deadstroke, but for the entire team. His damage rivals Superman, but he outperforms Superman in terms of sustainability. That's why I believe Deadstroke is absolutely worth a long-term investment, especially if you're looking for a high-impact hero who can survive and dominate in extended fights.
Body bags.
Now let's talk about Deadstroke's factions: Legion of Doom, League of Assassins, and Weapon Master. As I mentioned earlier, the Legion of Doom doesn't offer much support for Deadstroke. The only real damage-based synergy comes from Killer Croc, but unfortunately, Killer Croc is a relatively weak hero and not an ideal choice for most team compositions. The second option is Lex Luthor, who provides energy regeneration, allowing Deadstroke to use his skills earlier, but even then, the support is quite limited. That's why I don't recommend including either of them solely for the sake of supporting Deadstroke. As for the League of Assassins, the only hero with any potential synergy is Bane. But again, Bane isn't a true support for Deadstroke. So overall, Deadstroke doesn't have strong faction-based combos or support units right now. That said, He performs best when paired with heroes from the Weapon Master group, which boosts his attack power. This faction includes several powerful heroes, most notably Joker, who is already a top-tier damage dealer. Pairing Deadstroke with other Weapon Masters can significantly amplify his offensive capabilities, making this the most effective synergy for him at the moment. Now let's briefly go over Scarecrow. If you already have an Arkham team, then yes, Scarecrow is absolutely essential. Right now, the duo of Scarecrow and Joker is dominating the leaderboards. Scarecrow specializes in reducing the enemy's men, which is their spiritual defense, while Joker deals spiritual damage that can stack up to 100 times. So if you already have a strong Joker, then adding Scarecrow to your team is a no-brainer. However, if you skipped Joker in the past because you didn't like his playstyle or didn't invest in him, then Scarecrow won't be very useful for you. In that case, you should go for Deadstroke instead. He's a solo carry who doesn't rely on team synergy, much like Superman, who also performs well without a dedicated faction backing him. Now let's take a look at the legendary heroes featured in each banner, specifically the ones you have a higher chance of pulling. In the Deadstroke banner, you have about a 50% chance to receive one of 3 specific legendary heroes. Among them, only Vixen stands out as truly valuable across multiple game modes. Her ability to boost attack power makes her a solid support unit for many different teams. On the other hand, the Scarecrow banner offers 3 legendary heroes who are all useful, especially during the early and mid-game phases. However, as you progress further, mythic heroes become much more important, especially in PvP, where legendary heroes are rarely used. That said, in PvE content, these legendary heroes still hold value. So if you're basing your decisions solely on the quality of legendary heroes, then the Scarecrow banner is the better pick, at least in the earlier stages of your journey. Now, let's quickly go over the banner durations. The Scarecrow banner still has 2 weeks left, which means you have enough time to reach 5 white stars for him if you really need him on your team. Meanwhile, the Deadstroke banner lasts for another 4 weeks, so you can actually wait until the Scarecrow banner ends before deciding whether to pull for Deadstroke. That's the approach I personally take, since I aim to collect as many heroes as possible to make content and cover different builds in future videos. But for free-to-play players, here's my advice. If you don't have enough gems to draw for a strong hero right now, then it's better to save up your gems for future banners. You might end up with a 5 gold star or even a 5 red star hero who can carry your team for a long time. As for my strategy, I go for variety. The more heroes and shards I collect, the more I can participate in supreme events and other limited time modes. Plus, it gives me more content to explore when making build and combo videos down the line. That's it for today's video. I'll see you again in the next one. If you found this video helpful, please give it a like, share it with your friends, and leave a comment if you have any questions. And don't forget to subscribe to the channel to support me. Thank you all so much for watching.